All right, third time's the charm. What's going on, guys? Bartender Trades, Tony Hafner. Welcome, July 17th. I wanted to do a review on Friday. Wasn't my best day. If you watch my live, you would see that I ended the day very frustrated, and it took me a lot of time to process those emotions, I guess you could say. Um, I want to take a little bit of time also to just introduce myself and tell you who I am, what I'm doing here. I don't I'd like it if I wasn't misunderstood. The biggest thing right now is that I'm not a teacher, and I'm not here to teach you how to trade. And I am a total beginner. I don't claim to have any substantial skill as a trader, and you shouldn't follow me if that's what you're looking for. If you are looking for um, ways to trade or information to trade, I follow ICT. ICT is the only person that I follow, and that's it. Like, that's all I listen to. That's all I follow. That's the only information. Now, you might not agree, and you might want to go somewhere else. You might want to do something. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not here to debate the differences in the different ways to trade the markets. All I know is I agree with Michael ICT because he said one thing, and one thing that just stood out with me, and this is all it took to convince me, was he says the market is based off an algorithm. It's not based off of buying and selling pressure. It is based off of an algorithm that is there to hunt the liquidity of the retail buyers and sellers. And the reason why that clicked with me is because I believed that before he even told me. It was like a subconscious belief of that I think these markets are controlled. I don't think the idea that um that these markets are like buying and selling pressure to me, and it's just like a collective of the retail. It didn't jive with me. I think that a lot of the world is like that. I think that's a reflection of the real world, and I think that's what we're living in right now. So whether you believe me or whether you think that's, whether we differ on that, that's fine. That's cool. Whatever. But that's what I believe. And when he expressed that, that was something that really clicked with me. And then another thing that clicked with me is like the way he taught was just like the truth. Like, to me, I like the truth. I want to know the truth. I don't want to know. I don't care about all of the glitz, the glamour. I don't care about all that stuff, man. I want to know the truth. And I can tell when you're telling the truth. And to me, ICT tells the truth. So if you want to learn, go to ICT. That's where I think you should start. And that's my opinion. You don't have to believe it, or you don't have to trust it. You don't have to think it's true. But that's what I believe. And so moving on from there. What I am is just a guy documenting my journey as a trader. That's it. And I hope to grow, and I hope to become somebody that you could listen to and you could take advice from and that you can learn from in the future, but that's not today. So please don't assume that I'm like a teacher or that I'm trying to be that. I am a guy who likes making content. I like this. I like creating content, and I want to create more content. The way I got into trading was because I wanted to be an actor. I was auditioning. I had big auditions. I go to acting class. I still go to acting class, and that's something that's a passion of mine, and it's something that I wanted to continue doing, and I still want to continue doing my own things. But I had come to this realization as an actor that I was never going to be a successful actor on my own. That I was going to have somebody see me. That I was going to have somebody out there who was going to give me an opportunity. And that just didn't sit well with me because it was outside of my control. And I don't like that. I want to have the control to choose my freedom. I want the control to be able to do the things that I want to do. And I realized that if I really wanted to take a stab at acting, that I was going to have to be able to generate enough income to be able to quit my job, to be able to have enough time and money to produce my own stuff. And so then I started looking. I started looking around, and I started seeing what was out there, and I had these different ideas and all that stuff. And then I discovered trading. I did pretty well in crypto back in 2020. I bought a lot of crypto and did well. And I had some money, and so I had some experience in trading and stuff like that, like buying investments, I guess, not really day trading. I knew that all my friends who had started day trading crypto didn't really do too well, and so I just kind of stayed away from it. But I started looking further into trading as like a possible way of generating an income. And then I figured, well, this might be possible. This might be something I can do. There's people out there who are doing it. So if they can do it, why can't I do it? And then I started exploring it more. And then I learned about prop firms. And then I got into a combine. And my first combine, I passed in 3 days. And so then that was it. Like I was hooked. Like I just needed to know more about trading, and I needed to know what this was. And of course, I got a funded account. I blew it. And I passed another combine. I got a funded account. I blew it. I got it passed another combine. And then I started to learn and learn and learn. And then I discovered ICT. And then I started like really like diving deep into this. And there was a point where I just realized like, um, people were like, "Oh, like just don't quit." And there was a point in that I realized like I can't quit. And I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not saying like I can't quit, like I could never quit. I'm saying like I can't quit, like, and I don't know if that's like what that is, but this is something that had been pulling me. That this is something that had been pulling me to do it. Like I have to do it. Like when Friday comes around, I'm pissed. I'm upset, like I wouldn't say I'm like emotionally distraught or nothing like that, but I can't wait for Monday, man. Like I want Monday to come around because that's when the markets are going to be open, and that's when I can wake up at 6 in the morning and I can watch these candles, and I can learn something, and I can pick something else, and it was like this fascinating journey for me that I wanted to learn everything, like there's multiple nights now where I've fallen asleep watching my, ICT's videos, or I've fallen asleep like just looking at these candlesticks, trying to figure out the rhyme, the riddle, the reason why they're doing what they're doing, and so that's kind of when I realized like this is something that's like a passion. Like this is you're being pulled into this. I don't know if you've ever really had something where you were like this obsessive about it. This like, oh, I have to figure this out. Like this has to be done. Like I have to figure out what makes these markets tick. And so I've been on that journey ever since. Just like learning as much as I can, just figuring it out as much as possible. And yeah, so that's kind of like what drew me to trading, and the idea that I can get on here and I can learn what these markets are doing, and I can make a trade, and I can be done for the whole entire day. I can make money doing this is completely and utterly fascinating. I don't need to go nowhere. I don't need to talk to nobody. I don't need to like. I don't have to build something. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is learn these charts. That's it. That's my only focus. Really? I was like, bro, I want to learn these charts. Like that to me was like mind blowing. And then you see how much money you can possibly make in these charts. What? And then so like it kind of grew, and like I wanted to make money. I wanted to make money, and then it started evolving to like a sport almost, right? Like I'm like I want to. It's like a sport. Like I'm competitive. Like I want to be the best. Like I want to be better than everybody. Like and I don't want to say that in an unhealthy way, but it really like ICT talks about like when you're in a trade, you shouldn't be looking at the price or like the ticker. And I've noticed slowly that I'm watching the candles, and I'm like trying to read these candles and tell exactly where the next minute candle is going to go, and what the next minute candle is going to do, and what the next minute candle shouldn't do because of this occurrence that happened within the market. And then I can move my stop losses, and then I can do, like that. Those things started happening, and they click, and it's not perfect. I trained in jujitsu for a long time, and I remember when I first showed up, right? Like I would never get a submission. I just get beat up all the time for months and months and months. Boom, 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 getting beat up, right? And then one day you get the submission, like you get like an arm bar or something like that. Boom, and you're like, I got an arm bar, and it doesn't happen again for like 3 weeks. But then you get another one. Boom, arm bar. You're like, dude, I got another one. Yeah, and then a year later, you're just submitting people left and right. Triangle, armbar, Kimura, freaking rear naked choke, all of it, bro. Like you're killing people, and that's kind of what this feels like right now. Is a very similar experience where it's like every once in a while I catch it like a 100-point trade. Whoa, that was awesome, and then you get beat up, and then again, like it kind of happens again. You're like, boom, catch another trade. Oh wow. And it's slowly kind of starting to pick up, and now I'm at a point where like I love this, man. Like I can never ever quit. Like I just don't. I want to know. I want to know what these markets are doing. I want to know why these markets are doing the things they're doing, and I just want to try and improve at this every single day. And for me, this is like a spiritual pursuit in a lot of ways because, I had an opportunity today to talk to somebody who is with Michael Kitt. thank you, Kit. I appreciate you, man. Like, if you ever watch this video, I highly doubt it, but um, that maybe it was just a normal conversation to you, but to me, it was really important. To be able to know that there's other traders out there that I could talk to that are hundreds of steps ahead of me. That's amazing to me, man. And so, like, yeah, you gave me some tips and you gave me some things to study, and damn sure I'm gonna study them. But and so that's kind of like what I wanted to do, and then I realized like it became important to like journal and to study your trades and to analyze everything, and to like really focus on having a track record, having a documentation of everything that you've done, and writing in words, and then taking videos and doing everything you could possibly do to be able to analyze every single decision you made and figure out what went wrong and what went right. And then treat this like a zero sum game. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but it's almost like even on the right decisions, where could you have done better? And on the wrong decisions, like the wrong decisions aren't a loss if you are able to take them and you're able to turn them into something better, right? Like, oh, okay, I figured out where I went wrong. Now I'm gonna go ahead and keep that in my pocket, and I'm gonna always have that there. Boom. Like that. It's like a spiritual pursuit. It's an amazing thing, and I love trading. I love trading. And that's kind of what brought me to YouTube, and that's what brought me onto these lives. Is like, one, I like creating content. I like creating things. I want to be on video. That's something that I want to do. I've always wanted to be on video. I created content for Instagram for a long time that was like fitness content, and then I got into acting, and then so like that's something like it just drew me to it, and so I like that. I like creating content. I don't know, and I want to continue doing that, and so that's kind of what got me or drew me into like doing the live things. And then on top of that, there's like this journaling aspect to it where you can document all your trades, you can document all your trading sessions, and you can share it with other people. And so it just seemed like a no-brainer to me. Like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go ahead and live. And then one day I did it, and now here I am creating videos. And so I'd like to continue making videos. I'd like to stream all of my sessions, and I think that's what I'm going to continue doing. And if I don't ever get a follower, like, that's completely fine with me, because I'm still going to have a documentation of everything that I've done here on YouTube, and that's cool, to me, that I can look back and I can see my growth along the way. So that's why I'm here. This is a mental and spiritual journey for me, and I think what really resonates with me with trading is the idea that I can be a free man through trading, and that's one of my most important and one of my most values, or most highly held values that I have, is that I can be a free man, and that's what I want. I want to be a free man. I don't want people to tell me who I am. I don't want people to tell me how to dress. I don't want people to tell me how to look, where to be, what time to be there. I don't want to have to ask permission for anything. I want to do it because I want to do it, and I want to speak how I want to speak. I want to do what I want to do, and I want to be who I want to be. And that's just like something that's super important to me. It's my independence. I grew up pretty quick. I was out of my house by the time I was 16 years old, and I had my own job, and I had to learn how to get my own cars. I had to learn how to get my own rent, pay my own bills. Like, I had nobody there. Nobody was there to take care of me. A lot of people, man, like, they have their mom and dad that they can lean on, and I just at a young age, I just decided that I wasn't going to be like that. I wasn't going to be that person that leaned on other people. Like, I could figure it out on my own. And that's just a part of my soul, man. Like, that's a part of who I am. And, like, that's something, I love my mom and dad. Like, I love them dearly, and that wasn't the issue. It was just like, I just was going to do it my way, and because I always felt like if I had to lean on somebody, then they had like this like aspect of control over you. And I didn't want that. Like, I wanted to be able to make my own choices. And maybe that's partially because I have like those weaknesses of like easily being influenced. I've done a lot of dumb things. I'm not saying I haven't done a lot of dumb things in my life that were influenced by other people. I have. But I recognize them, and I analyze them, and I realize like, oh, this is the reason why, and you should avoid that. You shouldn't be a part of that. So that's what drew me to trading. That's why I'm here, and that's why I'm shooting videos. And hopefully one day maybe I can be somebody who like people are able to learn from. But not today. That's not the day. This is purely for documentation purposes, for getting out there and just like starting to create a live. Starting to get out there and create videos and just learn something. So yeah, I wanted to just like analyze these markets a little bit and go through these markets today. And just kind of, you know, I was pissed. I'll tell you what, I was pissed. Um, I was not happy with everything that happened in the markets, and yeah. So that's the part of being a trader, right? Like you can't be a trader without being able to get hit in the gut and not get back up. And you have to be able to like get hit in the gut, get hit in the face, and just get back up and keep on going no matter what. And today I felt like missing these trades. I took an L, and I wasn't even that worried about the L. It wasn't the L that bothered me. It was the not executing on the trades that I knew were coming. This is something that if you watch my live, I'm telling you, I'm fairly certain I talked about this very thing occurring. It's like it was in my mind, but I couldn't believe that that would happen because it would be too easy. This market's not going to be that easy. They're making it too easy, and if it's too easy, it's not real. Um, so yeah, if you look at the 1 minute chart, we had dove down all night. So we have this RTH gap right here. RTH is gangster, by the way. If you don't use it, look at that. We hit 70%. G's G, top G type shit. I mean, you look at all these RTH. So I have all the RTH gaps right here. We got the midnight candle way above right here. We got buy side liquidity right here, pre-market. We got 8:30. We got 10 o'clock right here. We had the 8:30 a.m. right here. This is 8:30 right here. And then we had these level equal highs. We open up. We create this fair value gap right here. That's not the first presented fair value gap though. That is the 9:30 fair value gap. The first presented fair value gap would be right here, and that would be the second fair value gap. We created two fair value gaps down, but I think this would be the first presented fair value gap, right? We never utilize this on the way down though, which interesting, right? No utilization. What does that tell you? That you have to wait, I guess, right? So we come right here, we dive down, and we take that sell side right here. If you don't know, that sell side is this guy right here. Create this new low. So this is going to be either a long-term low or we're just going to smash it again. I don't know. We're fin to find out, right? And so then I watched that happen and I was so upset because it really wasn't. That was pretty easy. Like anybody and their mother after we had sold off for as long as we sold off. Look how much we sold off all night. That was the RTH gap. Let's look at how big that is. We had sold off a total of 563 points. And actually, yeah, 563 points. It's a massive sell-off overnight. And so we get to this point right here. We pop up. And I guess it's not like super apparent, I mean, the way we candled up here, we candled above this fair value gap. I guess that's pretty interesting, right? But we don't get above the order block. We stay below this order block. We wake up, we leave these relative equal highs, and then we smash down. Smash down, invert this fair value gap, never come back up and retest it. We were going there in a hurry. And then we start to create this right here. And what time is that? 9:39. So we create this high, or this low, high, lower low, higher high. Breaker, right? And I remember I was looking at this and I was thinking, no, there's no way. I don't trust it. Not too easy. I mean, even to just right here was 120 points. So like just to the first presented fair value gap, that would have been 120 points, right? And I'll prove it. 160 points right there. On a micro, it'd be $300 or something like that. So, and I remember I'm looking at this right here. We get the CISD, we have the sweep, we get the displacement, we got a breaker, we got a CISD, we're on the macro. I mean, it just couldn't be more perfect. Like, this is a perfect setup. Like, you couldn't ask for more. This long was like A++++, right? Like, it's so obvious in your face. And we get this retest right there. That would be a great entry right there. And then we come up and we're not able to even, you could have an entry right there, right? We didn't burst this fair value gap. Oh, we didn't burst this fair gap. Yeah, that's right. We didn't burst this fair value gap too right here. And what do? We take out the level equal highs. Duh. Who would have known? We do it in like 10 minutes. And then where do we go from here? We touch halfway point of RTH. We don't candle above it. We come back down. And then right here, we candle above it. So what does that tell you? I mean, it's not bearish. It's not bullish. It's just kind of like in between. It's like we've completed the sell side. At this time, so we get this like small dip down. We take out this liquidity right here. Boom. Liquidity sweep. And then we get a displacement back up. We take out this liquidity right here. And what does this do? Does that one touch the midnight? No, midnight's right above. We still haven't touched midnight at this time. So we still have like some target above us. So then we sell off. And what time do we sell off at? 10:40. We get this candle right here at 10:47, which is about the 11 o'clock macro. And it's pretty obvious. Sweep, fair value gap, retest the fair value gap, sell off. What do we go to? 10 o'clock low. Then right here, look at this. We consolidate. How do you know when you should long or when you should short here? Well, I remember watching this, and we started getting these candles. Boom. I mean, these weren't like small when you're watching them too. Like they were pretty like they were looking pretty like displacement-y like when you're watching them, right? And then we get this one right here, and what do? We sweep out that low right there, right? Bam, swept. And instantly after we do that, what happens? We inverse this fair value gap, we create a breakaway gap, and then we come up here and we just start. Boom. Boom. Midnight. Midnight has been smashed right here. What do we do after that? We continue to go up a little bit harder. We take out this sell or buy side right here. And then at 1:30, boom. This is another obvious play. Like there's just so many obvious plays. You could have just sat here and I mean like this is such a classic 22 play. What do you get? We swept the liquidity. We couldn't move up any further. Now like okay, granted. Could you have taken this one and thought that this was a 2022? You sure could have, right? And what's to say that like two fair value gaps. Why isn't this a 2022? We get this one. We get the CISD right here. So we create one fair value gap. We get an inverse. We get another fair value gap. We get this one right here, and then we get this guy right here. Now, why wouldn't so like let's say you shorted this one. Bam. Low, high, low, high, no, low, high. You need the lower low for it to be breaker. See, this one would be easy because we broke that fair value gap. You get the CISC, we break the fair value gap. We get the no fair value gap, and then we break it on the retests. This one, but anyways, there's buy side right there. Look at that. That's going to be a target. That's a liquidity pool. How can you discern this? The only answer that I can come up with right now is that it's time. Because you think about it, we got the displacement down. And then we get this candle up. And then So this is kind of like an order block. So you're looking at this. This could be viewed as a sweep order block. Test the order block. Green candle. Whereas this one comes down and we don't get the order block. Well, we kind of do. It's a weak order block, but see, this is something that you'll just have to learn. What's the difference? I mean, you could take it right there. The biggest difference I see is the time. 13:30. Here, we're at 13:24. We get the displacement at 13:18. And I know like this area right here, 12. Not a good area to be in. With 12-1. I don't know. How would you know not to take this one and to take that one? Anyways, that's something I can sit here and wonder about that. I want to ask that question. Okay, so we get this displacement down, retest right there, and boom. Come back down to the midnight price and look at that. At midnight, it's interesting that we do that at midnight, the midnight price. Come back here, retest of the RTH gap, exactly halfway of the RTH gap. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Another sell off right here. Breaker. Boom. Test this 1 minute for value gap. We kind of just bounce around in this area. We kind of break through the 1 minute for value gap, but we don't really get enough to do anything. And then we sell off again. And we cruise through here. So that's my video. I understand that there's no real like organization. This is really just for me. So you don't have to follow me. Don't follow me. I don't care. Leave a comment. Don't leave a comment. Talk shit. I don't give a fuck what you guys do. I truly don't. All I care about is trying to become a better trader, and I want to put myself out there. See y'all.